Hey, this is Brandon from the Drum Educators Network. Today I'm going to talk about boosting your retention rate at your drum studio. So one of the things that worked really well for my drum studio this past year, Studio Drum Montreal, was using a curriculum. A structured curriculum. This keeps a certain type of student more engaged and motivated, namely young kids. It helps to give them a curriculum because that's what they're used to at school. So they're used to learning in a step-by-step manner. And some adults like that too because some of them are kind of shy to come in and learn. And so it's sort of like a security blanket, having something that they know, like what's coming next, and they can kind of have a reference. So yeah, we found that was has really helped us a lot. Last year, we boosted our retention rate by 4.5%, which brought in roughly $8,000 of additional gross revenue. So that's pretty cool. That's helped us a lot. That covers a few months of rent just doing that. We printed 100 books. So we made a beginner book, an intermediate book, and sort of a homework book. And we printed 100 copies. It cost us $500. So we have easily we sell them for like $15 each. So we made our money back, but it's not really about the money per se from the actual products, as more creating a little bit maybe more legitimacy in what we do. Um, so the problem is that we face is often people quit because they're not engaged enough. Maybe they get bored. A lot of teachers don't have a structured curriculum and they just kind of like give worksheets and stuff, or they do, but they don't show that they do. So if you just kind of write homework in a book every week, but you've been, you might have been teaching for a long time, or every week you give them a worksheet, but they don't actually know what the end goal is. So some people quit because for that exact reason. And I know this because I ask people when they quit their reasons, and some of them they say, well, I wasn't seeing the results I needed. I wasn't seeing the progress. And sometimes just seeing the progress can help them to feel like more comfortable. So yeah, we created a structured curriculum. Um, right now we have a beginner book and an intermediate. So that, depending on how much they practice, like, if someone practices a couple hours a week, they're going to get through both of those in a year very easily. Right now we're working on a rudiment book and a groove book as well. So sort of like intermediate advanced books. Once they get through those books, though, we can take them through classic books. Like I like using Future Sounds a lot, the Wilcoxon snare drum solo books, that kind of thing. So, but it's mostly just getting people a foundation at the beginning. So that's what our curriculum does. Um, that's it. So it keeps them motivated and gives them a roadmap. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, we boosted our retention rate by about by 4.5. It might have been a little bit more percent. So yeah, we were sitting at a 50% retention rate for 2 years. That means after 12 months, how many of the people who have walked through the door have stuck around? So our rate's about 50%, which is pretty good, I know, but um, I knew that we could improve it. So when we made the curriculum books, it was just like we kind of leveled up, and people who maybe were going to leave, because they weren't seeing the progress they were looking for, then those people were sticking around. So it improved our retention rates. Another thing that we did, because there's 10 teachers, is I promoted a teacher to a teacher manager. So his job is to make sure everyone's following the curriculum and then also follow up on regular basis with each teacher, see how they're doing. He'll go sit in on classes. He gets them to sit in on his classes, that kind of thing. So I chose someone who had been teaching for a while. So the teacher who is managing, Nick, he's been teaching now for probably about 10 years. So it's just been a year since we gave him that role. But I think that the curriculum, establishing a curriculum and having the teacher manager has been a big help with improving the retention rates. So, yeah, why a curriculum works. It provides clarity so they understand what they're going to learn. It gives them milestones, so it gives them progress markers so they can feel a sense of achievement. It gives them accountability, so whether they've finished a page or not. Sometimes kids get bored and want to move ahead, but you could say like, well, you have to finish this page first. Um, so it gives them accountability. And then when they actually go through parts of the book or finish a book, it gives them a sense of accomplishment. At the end of our book one, so the beginner book, there's a final exam. So that really helps parents like that. And the kids too. It's like a challenge, like, oh, in 2 weeks you have your final exam, so you have to review the book, everything you've went through. So to build a curriculum, there's 4 steps, and it's not that difficult, especially if you've been teaching a while. You just have to organize your teaching materials. So you break down the levels. You want to make a beginner book, an intermediate book, more advanced book. We have group class booklets as well, and we also have booklets we've done with for workshops. But you have to choose which level you're making the specific book for or the curriculum, and then list the essential steps for that level. So if it's beginner, it's like, you know, single, double, diddles, flams for the rudiments, and then basic rock grooves and what difference between an eighth note and a 16th note and a triplet, some basic reading exercises, that kind of thing. 2 limb coordination, 4 limb, 3 limb coordination. So very step by step. And so so you list the skills needed at that level. And then we create progress checkpoints we have chapters in our book. So there's like the introduction chapter, then more of the beats, we call it drum grooves and coordination chapter, and then a rudiment chapter. So you can jump around in the book, but it kind of helps to keep things organized. And then there's a final exam. So it gives checkpoints. And then we printed our books and had them spiral bound by a printing shop. So that's how we put it all together, and we put our logo on the front. So it's the Studio Drum Montreal. I think we call it Curriculum Book One and Curriculum Book Two. Um, and then, yeah, so pro tips for success. So making visuals such as posters, worksheets. We have a practice log that we use for our students so that they can log their practice. Not everybody uses it, but it helps. Can add fun challenges, make it into a game, that kind of thing. And then review your curriculum with your students. So people have been around for a while. I do this sometimes as I'll ask students for feedback, and we'll also send out an anonymous feedback form from time to time, and then use that feedback to improve our classes. So in conclusion, what have we learned today? That students need a clear path to success if they're going to stay at your studio. They need to see that there's progress and that you have their best interests in mind. You're not just there for the money, you're there for their success. We are the guides and they're the heroes. So that's the first thing. The next one is that a curriculum needs to be clearly laid out and have milestones. And then you also have to hold the student accountable for them to be going through it. And then following, wait, what did I write? Oh yeah, following the 3 simple steps above. That's right. I have the points on the PowerPoint. Following those steps will keep them have you have a higher chance of keeping certain students engaged and committed. So it's not everybody, but it's those people who leave and you wonder why. Oh, why didn't they stick around? So some of those people have left because there isn't the structure that they want. So you're going to keep those people. So this is a small percentage. Maybe 10% of the people who come into your studio are like this, but maybe you're going to your turnover rate's going to slow down, and you're going to notice that your students stick around for longer. All right. And this is the last slide. So get to work. So If you want any homework, it's to go through all your teaching materials and try to lay out either a beginner or an intermediate curriculum, depending on which level you teach the most. And then see if you can put it together in some sort of booklet. Have a local printing shop do a test copy. You're going to pay like 8 to 10 bucks, get it spiral bound so that it opens flat. So get a one copy done, test it with your students. So use your students as guinea pigs and then update your material. And then when you're ready for it and you're confident with your curriculum, then print it and sell it to your students and then watch it work its magic. So that's it for today. So thanks for watching and listening. I hope that you learned something today. If you're interested, you can go to drumeducatorsnetwork.com and check out the materials on the website. There's a free course. And also, if you ever need help, just reach out, send me an email, and I'll see how I can help you out. All right, see you next time.